Hey y'all, hey. I got a question. I am Divine Sunflower, Mystical Mama. I have a question. Oh yeah, we starting straight out the gate with the cigar today. What would you do if your 78-year-old female neighbor frantically knocked on your door and told you there was somebody in her bathroom? Gonna give y'all a second to process that. What would you do? I promise y'all this is a true story. It literally just happened yesterday. So you ready? You want to know what happened? You want to know what I did? I went right over there. I didn't even put my sneakers on. What? Somebody in her bathroom. I'm like, how? And she's really scared. Yo. I don't know if I'm crazy or ... I marched right over to that bathroom. As I'm halfway into her apartment in the living room, she says, "Be careful." I look to the right. I see a red broom. I heard, "You don't need that." With all the authority in my spirit in my body, I pop, pop, pop. I knocked on the door 3 times. I turned the knob. She said it was locked. Then she said the first time it was locked. The second time she tried, she said somebody pushed the door back. There was somebody behind the door. And she saw them. They had on a red shirt. I said, all right. So I turned the knob. It all says open. She said, no, push it back. So I take a deep breath in. Whoosh! And I pushed the door in. There was nothing there. Now, I will say, when I opened the door, I felt a little energy, little force come out. Nothing super crazy, but I felt it because I'm very big on feeling. I didn't see what she saw, but I felt something. So I look back. I tell her, there's nothing there. She's like, now, there was a reason why she knocked on my door. So we talked about it. She told me she was scared. I saw her again this morning, so I already have an update. She told me when she came home, she went to use the bathroom, couldn't get into the bathroom. She got scared. First, she thought about calling the cops. I'll be honest, I didn't even think about that until I was going to bed and realized I should have called the cops, right? So I'm just going to say that my higher self, my spirit guides knew that the cops weren't necessary. And that's why with all the authority and no fear in my mother effing heart, I walked right into that apartment, knocked firmly on that door. So it was an intranquil spirit. I don't know, but I know. And I believe what she saw. I didn't see it, but I felt it. Something was there. So as I'm taking down myself for the night and reviewing my day, I said, yo, you crazy. Just a little bit. He walked up in that apartment, no police, no weapons, no backup. So she asked me, well, what would you have done if there was really someone there? So I was going to punch him in the face. Like, seriously. Boom! That's what I planned on doing. I really didn't have a plan other than, I was going to, what the fuck, get over? And then, ground and pound. Get out. You're not welcome here. Go back to where you came from. But, again, I'm going to say that somehow, without knowing, I knew that there wasn't a person there but a spirit. And I ain't afraid of no ghost. Who you gonna call? Divine Sunflower. Apparently, yes. She said after she considered calling the police and then considered not, she said the next person she thought about was me. Mind you, we have a security. And And their office is downstairs of our building in the complex. But she thought about me. So, I don't know. I don't know if I should feel good about that. I don't know, if I should evaluate myself. But clearly, Devon Sunflower, he's scared of shit. Because, yeah. I was ready to go in there and fight a man with a red shirt. And I handled it. And I'll keep that to myself. But I handled it. And I called my backup. And I told my madrina what happened and what I did. And she said, we good. So, was I crazy? Silly, stupid, dumb? I don't know. Leave a comment in the chat. What do y'all think? Because this goes down in the books. One of the craziest jump into action things I've ever done. It was like I ran into a house fire without my gear. But I'm still here. I still stand. I survived. And poof, be gone. So that was a story time. A real life story time of what happened yesterday. Today, she said, oh, I was still scared. I said, why? Didn't you do what I told you? Yeah, but yeah. So what does that mean to y'all? Have you ever seen someone with a red shirt in your house that wasn't really there to most people, but you knew it was there? Because some of us can see. Some of us can feel. Some of us can hear. And some of us just freaking know. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Woo!